Howdy, how are you all doing? I'm Nick and this is London Creative. A few months ago, we're now in like May, and I think I bought these before Christmas, so quite a while back, I bought a random selection of models off of eBay. I was looking for some more things to paint, having just finished painting the Baba Yaga statues, and I found these, a random selection in 28mm and 78mm, and they arrived. I think it's just like a random selection. I can't remember now, it's so long ago. I've got a giant, a dragon, a player, you know, a minstrel. You saw that in when I built the little house, I used that as the reference model. But I haven't got around to painting them. So today I'm going to start. I want to get better at miniature painting. This seems like a good place to start. So today we're going to just do a bit of a spray and then paint these. We'll come back to the others in a later stage. We have black primer, well, we are here. I've sprayed these, and I've sprayed them in this kind of one-sided zenithal, but in contrasting colours, blue and red. Now, brushes, a load of paint out. And okay, so we want some flesh tones, and we start. I've noticed a thing as well. We've started doing these again, painting again. Two things. One is that most of the people doing videos and painting models are so bloody good and have been doing it for 20 years and work for Games Workshop. Louise, who's Rogue Hobbies, started a new channel last month and 60,000 subscribers straight off the bat. But then you watch her paint a model and talk over the top of it at the same time. And it's like, yeah, that might be why she's got 60,000 subscribers. It's like amazing at painting. That's a real skill. So I'm very much of the hobby, another facet of painting and creating and crafting and stuff. This is not a how to paint the greatest giant ogre in the world. This is me attempting to learn what works for me and see how I'm doing and if I progress. Because the Baba Yaga models were but the Medusa model, even though really small, has actually ended up pretty good. And hopefully you're with me on this and learning too, or if you're good, being constructive and giving me nice compliments and saying that works, or try doing this. Hello Lance, thank you for your help the other day. See, nice person. Unlike the guy the other day who said you should kill yourself, how dare you paint the girl sitting in the tree. Apparently I should be ashamed of myself for even thinking about doing something like that. It's disgraceful and blasphemous and so forth. Don't know what I did wrong. I painted her with pink hair when her hair's supposed to be blonde. Apparently that's reasons to want to kill myself. Somehow I don't think it is. What's my history? Why am I doing this? This is one of the other things that people do. They tell you their life history while they're painting the model. So let's be in keeping. I had a friend who wanted to do Warhammer when I was at art school, and I was really young. I went to art school when I was 16, and I was too young to get on with anyone. And everyone sort of made cliques, and I didn't get on with anyone. So I didn't last very long. I left, I became a photographer's assistant, then eventually a photographer and so forth. So yes, so I had a friend who wanted to start playing Warhammer, and I was really up for it. Like, I saw all these models and I was like, you have to paint them, and it's, oh, that's so cool, I want to do it. So I started buying, Space Marines. I had tons. I must have spent loads of money. I can't remember how much. I must have been 18, 19. I was old enough that my dad went, what are you playing with stupid dolls for? My dad was also very encouraging of anything I ever did. He did not. He needs to be more grey. He needs grey hair. We'll come to that in a bit. Next stage. The only thing my dad ever liked that I ever did, I had a giant painting of a horse's head. It was abstract. A lot of lines. And he could not see it at all. No matter how much he tried to look at it, he could not see it. It's like one of those magic eye paintings. But he used to just bring people in and go, This is the crap that he spends his time doing. Can you see a horse's head? And I used to have to explain how it's a horse's head. And people would go, oh yeah, oh wow, weird abstract art. All that modern stuff. You know, Philistines. My mum went to art school and ended up marrying my dad. We will never understand why. So I started painting these Space Marines, and they were diverse. There were a bunch of sort of artisan Space Marines. My core was all different colours. They were a mismatched bunch. They had no real theme. The flag was that horse's head, that abstract painted horse's head. And my leader was the tall Eronu that I drew and have shared with a little while ago. Eronu Tribor Sivatin. My Space Marines were a mixed bag. I had such random things. I had a Borg. It was one of my favourite ones. In my lore, the Borg from Star Trek was still active or still around, and I had a Borg unit, which made perfect sense. So apart from the Borg, I had Splodge, guy who's completely covered in paint, splotches and splashes, and I had all different types of art. Pointillist and covered in tons and tons of little tiny dots, and Cubist who had like square shoulders. And I went to town. I had hundreds of these things, and they were really cool. And do you know what? I don't know where they went. I think they just got thrown out. It may have been given to my friend who wanted to play. Thing is, we never got round to playing. I think we played one game, and his wife was like, "Oh, put away your stupid toys and do the dinner." She didn't get on with Dad before you think it. It's very different, didn't. So I had all these models and never played it. The same with role-play games, D&D and things. I wanted to play for all of my life, and of course everyone was like, "Oh, it's a nerdy thing, no one plays it." This is where I'm at a loss. Just an idea. I'm going to go back a stage. Get some white. Just adding white dots as highlights. Use the light as it's coming in from the window and trying to work out where the light would be. I'm going to get a longish brush. I'm going to add some weathering to his legs and around here. Right, all dried, highlights done, all of that. Last stage, this comes from when I was a maker. I used to make this all the time, and when I used to do photos I used to do this all the time. This is fake blood, proper fake blood, you know, real fake blood. It's food dye and fairy liquid, water. That's all I needed. Okay, had a bit of a tidy up. I sprayed this, and he's looking at that, and I stuck him on a bigger base, even though it was quite a big base, quite a good base. The problem with this is, if that's a dragon and that's him and he's standing on a house, he would be 100 times bigger than the dragon. They don't have any context. say that every time. I'm still learning. I think that's an improvement on the last one. I followed Black Magic Craft's How to Cheat at Painting. I will give credit where credit's due. And I pretty much did stage by stages of his suggestions. I avoided oil washes and a lot of the gore. And then I changed the base, changed it somewhat so that, because he was too big. So now he's just, well, he could just be a man, but he's standing on a box, or standing on something, but he's not as stupidly massive as he once was. So there we go. Another lesson, another thing, but all painted and base and all of that, all in one day. That's a first. It usually takes me weeks to do something. Just gotta find something to do with these, you know. Find somewhere that I can DM a story or take part in a story. Any suggestions? Tell me. I hope this was entertaining and educational in some way. Maybe you just realise just how much better than me you actually are at painting models. Then, yeah, do then give it a thumbs up and give yourself a thumbs up on my video. Leave me comments down below. Be nice. Don't go, I can do better. I'm sure you can. Just constructive criticisms. And if you're not already and you want to see more, because clearly there are more to be done left on the sides in favour for this one, so I've got to do those. And there's other things, non-miniature and bases and things to be done, so a bit of a variety. And should you like that, then do please hit subscribe and come back next time for something completely different, probably, or completely the same. We shall see. Well, you shall see when you come back next time and watch, when I get around to doing it. I'm rambling. I'm going. See you later. Bye. They always have to make that noise big and ugly. Oh. Sorry, George. That was my resident pigeon. I knew it was going to happen. That was my pigeon, George. The wood pigeon.